Okay, so we finished last game. You'd been in the blacksmith shop and you'd found yourself some half-decent weapons, or actually rather good weapons. And you also learnt something. You learnt that unless you destroy the brain and you leave the head near the body, or the head's put back on the body, the dead will rise again. And you learnt that by virtue of the fact that the giant blacksmith in the fabulous armour stood up and ripped his daughter's head off in front of you. That's how.
Yeah, that's right. A pleasant image to finish it on last time.
That's how the last game ended. Now,
I remember in a dying breath before she, as he was crushing her, she turned to me and said, "I did find you a bow that fits your strength."
I think she shouted, "You need to go to the Fletcher's office." Or something along those lines. Now, that guy was quite hard to kill.
Yeah.
And he seems to have got up a little bit, he's got up pretty fresh. So, do you want to face him again in combat, or are you going to work your way around him?
I mean, surely his head's only loosely on, or is it like knitted itself?
Well, I suppose, do you know that scene in the film Troll 2 where he stood there saying, "Oh my God"? It kind of depends on how long you stood there looking at him for. I mean, if you get in there quick, you can have his head back off, but, if you're fucking about and marvelling at him for a while, then... I suppose it's up to you guys. What are you doing? Are you going to get in there quick and destroy the brain, or?
I didn't I whisk him?
No. Well, he came back. No, we took his head off and he came back.
Yeah, his head got took off.
Oh shit! Right, he's just there.
Yeah,
ready
and his daughter ran out and picked his head up and sort of stuck it back on and was trying to hug him, saying "Daddy, Daddy." Anyway, his neck grew back on and he ripped her head off.
I'm going to as soon as I see him stand up, I'm going to reflexively run in there with my new sort of like claw weapon.
The Castus of Llewellyn.
I'm going to give him a good.
Yeah, okay. Let's get a bit of a Castellizing on the go.
I've got a new sword as well that hits the neck.
Is everyone keen on trying out the new weapons?
Might as well. Are we initiatizing?
We race towards it.
Yeah, don't see
Oh, good man. Bloody hell.
I get to cut his head first.
Wow. Oh. No, how does that work? We've got a natural 20 versus an unnatural.
God, yeah. Well, just how well made these weapons are. They just, can't wait to try them out.
There's a lot of excitement on the.
Yeah, that we'll mourn the dead girl in a bit. Just got to try out these new.
Right. Okay. Let's see what the BS has got to say.
Jose Diego. Death blow.
Okay. What was you aiming for? You was very eager. What was you?
Oh, I was going for the neckage.
You was going for the neckage. Right. Well, congratulations.
Head off.
You just run over and flip his head clean off.
I win.
Well, that was exciting. It was almost a shame to write out the initiative table.
Oh, well, that's it. I mean, he just chopped his head off. Can I go to chop his head in two?
Of course you can, feel free.
If we all have a crack at the skull.
Well, why not?
Just in case his other daughter runs in. Right, hang on. Which page is it on?
So you're right behind me, so I've basically cut it, and you've got to just basically stab it as it's in midair.
Go on then.
Yeah, it's a good attack. So
I'll try and, rather than cut it midair, sort of get it so as it arcs through, it's going to land on the luge.
Yeah, okay, right, fair enough. So As it flies through the air, you just stick, the blade of your Veluge, the pointed end goes into his throat socket and sort of splits his jaw a bit, and his head's just there on the end of your Veluge. Or Vulge, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Keep it there, man. That's a sick weapon now, man. You've got a zombie head on the end of your thing. Wave that at people, man.
Yeah, they'll love it.
The party, man.
I slow my charge into combat into a walk and just kind of like kick a stone on the ground, just to sort of make out that I wasn't actually charging into combat at all. I was just,
Do you want to punch it off my Veluge?
Yeah, why don't you dragon punch it off the Vulge?
There you go.
Look at that. Maximum damage. The head just an overripe melon. It just bursts off the end of the Vulge.
I'm sure his daughter's going to love that.
That was teamwork, guys, man. That's teamwork.
It was just, it was a beautiful moment.
Experience.
You're all showered in like bits of skull and brain and blood.
Nice.
But you feel good about it, That's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, we've done a good thing.
You've done a good thing. Okay. So you were somewhere, as I recall, you were hang on. What's it doing? It's not letting me do things now. As I recall, you were around here, weren't you?
I think so. Thereabouts.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you still making your way towards the Vatican, as it were, and your horses? And your horses were up here, weren't they, in these...
the stables.
Stables. And did we say that this was the Vatican? Was that
Yeah, that's the general.
Okay, cool. So how are you going about it? Are you sticking around the river's edge? Are you cutting through?
It's still daytime, isn't it?
It's still daytime. Really nice day. If the world didn't smell of fire and death, it'd be really nice holiday weather.
I reckon we stick around the outside, as it were.
Yeah.
Let's get
Even though, as you pointed out last time, probably jumping into the river's a bad idea. But
well.
Okay.
Still, it's good to it's good to have like one side where you're not going to be ambushed from.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty smart. I like that way of thinking. So I'd still argue you should give me some prowl rolls. Llewellyn, are you doing the old Welsh Lightfoot and auto prowling? Is that your?
That's the one.
And are you auto prowling ahead of these two so they don't ghost you, or are you prowling like adjacent?
I will do.
Behind
I will
them?
do. I'll prowl ahead of them.
You're prowling ahead. Okay, so you're prowling, how many meters would you say? Yards, meters, doesn't really matter. 50, 25, 100?
50.
50 meters ahead. Okay, so you're prowling ahead, and as you get to about here, you see that on the river, there's actually, someone's got their hands on quite a large, like a barge style thing. And when you squint your eyes, you realise, do you remember the crossbowman that you caught and gave to Umberto to sell into slavery?
Oh, yeah.
It was from, I think, it might have been the first game, or it was an early game anyway.
Yeah, when we'd just come through the Alps, was it?
Yeah, you recognise him, Llewellyn. Do you give any motion or gesture to alert your compatriots to prowl,
or? Yes. Well, yeah, no, I've got. I do a bit of sign language.
Well, this is what we're after.
Let them know what's going on.
So you two were both looking at my guy, and you see him sort of, he gestures, the squirrel flies greatest in the dead of night.
It's an odd thing to say.
And then I presumably over the river, or into the river.
It must mean the coast's clear, I reckon.
So, are you prowling anyway, or are you? What's your approach?
I'm going to
Well,
find some cover,
You're
I
trying
think.
to sneak through the place anyway.
Well, I'm going to try and find some cover. I mean, if this guy's turned, or if he thinks that we've turned, there's the point. Then he might start shooting at us.
He might.
And we
He's
don't
got.
know
He's got a bit of a crew with him.
Got a bit of a crew,
Yeah, there's about 6 of them, including your man.
and he's in the middle of the river.
Yeah, they've got themselves a barge, and it looks like they're getting out of Dodge. They seem to be heading out of town.
Yeah, you see, this sounds like unturned, doesn't it? Peoples.
Yeah, leave the answer.
Can we? Yeah, no. Actually, yeah. I have a look back at these guys, and it sort of doesn't look like they've understood my message. So I might prowl back to them and speak to them.
Yep, fair enough. How are you guys prowling? Can I have a couple of prowl rolls off you two, just because there is undead about?
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah. Silent
Very
as a frog.
subtle feat, man.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, very subtle feat. Right, okay, Llewellyn, you slide back over to these two and appear from the shadow of a bush.
Yeah. No, I'll tell them about these guys on the river, and yeah. I mean, there's a danger that if we just sort of like announce ourselves, well, if we start shouting at the river, for one thing, the zombies might hear us, and for another thing, they might mistake us for zombies anyway and shoot us, like in that film. So yeah, we've got to be careful how we do this. But it looks to me like there's a wall that runs around the river. That we could probably hide behind, so we don't get ourselves immediately shot. At the very least.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Maybe we could go along the top of the wall. Is it that big of a wall, or is it just a wall?
I reckon it's about waist height.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, can you ping where we are?
Yep. So yeah, you're about there. And your fellas are just here. They're coming in front of this building here at the moment.
And they're sort of loading up a barge, did you say? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, they seem to be. They've got a barge, and they seem to be sort of throwing some stuff on it, and they're getting ready to. If you was to judge by which ways the heads are pointing, it looks like they're going to head this way.
Right.
You know, a quick body language check is suggesting that they're not coming into town.
Oh, and are they this side of the river or the other side of the river? I thought they were in the middle.
They're on your side of the river,
Right.
and they've got the barge here. And you guys are sort of on this corner here. You're really not far from them at all.
I mean, to be honest, if they're getting themselves out, you can't really blame them. And
No, but I mean, they might be useful allies if any of them decide to stop being quite such cowards. Or they might have learned something that we can,
maybe we, given that he's clearly broken his bonds of slavery, we should perform a citizen's arrest and lock him in the prison. We are honourable characters.
There is that. You are honourable.
I know, man. I think there's not much to be gained from these people, is there?
But that is the thing. He was a murderer, basically, wasn't he? He was ambushing people on the road and killing them.
Does it look like the other people are kind of a similar level of swarthiness, or is he rounded up?
You needed to pick some sort of phrenology, man, I reckon. But yeah, to your noble's eye, these look swarthy, man. They look typical working class of the time, so probably criminals.
Oh man, it's not the time to be dealing with criminals, man. Let criminals go, man. And at the end of the day, let God deal with them.
Yeah.
This is God's country. I
mean,
try and hit them with a couple of arrows, if that makes anyone feel better.
No, I'll tell you what, I mean, so we're not that far away, are we?
No.
So can we see from that distance, if we have a good close look at them, do any of them look like they're injured or anything?
If you prowl up, I reckon you can glean a great deal of things.
Go on, then I will. I'm going to do that with my
Are you
special.
doing your auto prowl?
I'm doing my special auto apparently.
Okay, what about you two? Are you letting Llewellyn
Yeah.
go and do a proper job of it rather
I
than
don't know,
ghosting him?
I'm not going to ghost him, man. I'm confident I can peek over.
Beautiful. Right, okay, you light foot down there. Okay, so Diego and Llewellyn, you get down there to the river's edge and you can hear a bit of chitter chat. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, did you peel the rings off that guy's fingers? Oh yeah, I think this one's got a ruby in it. And then you see, you know, the guy that was your slave. You see his head snap round when he hears the word ruby. And when the other guy turns his back on him, you can see him pouring his dagger, and he sort of hesitates and doesn't do anything about it. Yeah, we'll get the fuck out of here and we'll go and get some rich pickings. There'll be all sorts of dickheads and losers fleeing this place.
Oh, we need to get our
They'll be
slave
putting
back.
all of the gold on wagons and they'll be getting out of town, and then we'll hit the wagons, grab the gold, and yeah, this is gonna be it. This is it. I knew that the gods would look after me one day.
How many of them are there?
Oh, these guys
6
are
of
going to
them.
get eaten, man.
How many did you say?
6.
6.
I can tell from the looks on you guys' faces that these
I've
are
sent
bad people.
some
We
sign
shouldn't have to
language,
worry.
man. I indicate to you what's going on, but
I'll wave back.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've seen what you've signed, and that didn't make any sense. So I'm going to have a go myself.
Yeah.
learning from your past mistakes.
Oh, there you go. You've learnt from your past mistakes. So yeah, you basically using the skill of sign language tell the frog that they're murderous criminals and they're looking to capitalise on the misfortune of Rome. It's all done that quickly.
Right. I'm going to try and sign back. We need to stop them then.
Nice.
Right. I mean, I would have prowled over, but I'm slightly higher with sign language, so.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I agree.
Right, it's a nice climb scale walls down here.
Ooh.
Oh, are you looking to get stuck in mano a mano on the riverbank?
Yeah, no, just in case it turns into a mano experience.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to assess the situation. Which one of them looks, well, first of all, which one of them looks the burliest? Which one of them looks the most unstable?
We are
which
going to create zombies.
I mean, we know which one's the leader, do we?
Yeah, you're pretty convinced that the guy you captured as a slave is the leader because he's got his, he's already got a criminal past. But there is one that is burly. You know, you look for the most muscular. There is one that's big, muscular, and you say which is the one that's most unhinged. That's the biggest and most muscular.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll line my sights up on that guy, and I'll.
Oh, how about recruiting these fuckers? Let's just go in, stamp our authority in, give them a few slaps. But let's not like kill them and make them into zombies, because that's what they'll become, and then that's a double fucking threat.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we'll
Remember, the guards, no man, zombie law, man. My zombie law's telling me something here. Because
yeah, but then they have to be like bitten by zombies. I don't think they're going to.
no, remember the crowd, man. The crowd. Is that right? People can just turn into zombies now when they die.
Okay, so you reckon you're not sure about that as of yet, but what you are pretty certain of is if they do turn into zombies, it takes about 10 to 20 minutes.
Right.
Okay.
So if you kill a human and then you quickly, you pop the brain to make sure.
I'm lining
That's
up
how
my
you make
sights
sure
on
they
the
don't
biggest,
stand
burliest
up.
guy.
I reckon we do a bit of a what's it on him, man. What was he called in The Walking Dead? The bear guy.
Negan.
Negan, man. We need to Negan these motherfuckers.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like I said, we've got a really big guy who's mentally unstable. We'll finish that guy off, and then the others will be incredibly impressed by our fighting prowess, and maybe that might persuade them to, you know.
Isn't he our former slave, man? We just go down and just say, yo, slave.
Yeah, but that's not the big burly guy. Big burly guy, we don't know. He's just some random.
Yeah,
psycho.
you don't know the giant unhinged one.
Right. Okay. Well, we need to give him a few slaps.
I can just one hit, one kill if I.
Yeah, you can just blow his head clean off if
Right.
that's you.
You know what? There you go. You hold that thought, man. I'll go down and start Neganing these people, man. Frog, I reckon you come down with me with your pole arm, and you just sit there with the one shot, one hit, one kill, and literally as soon as I say something that triggers the unhinged one, you can just burst him.
Yeah, go on. That sounds like.
And I can say something to that effect.
That sounds like a good
I'll
plan.
invite him to step forward.
Do you want to give
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, do you want to give us a sign or something, so that I can?
Yeah, let's rehearse a bit of sign language. Let's both agree on something. So when I do it, I don't need to roll. Is that all right?
That's a good.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
So when I do this,
Yep.
did you see the symbol?
Yeah, makes sense. It's a universal symbol of.
When you scratch your head like Stan Laurel, it means give him the Big Dipper.
Yeah.
So, how big is this barge they're getting on? Like, I'm thinking once we've, subdued these guys one way or the other.
Should we get the hell out of Dodge?
No, get some of the innocents. The people that were in that tower that were, locked in. See if we can help them escape.
Oh, we're doing good stuff, man.
I think that's the way, man.
Yeah, I think that's very noble, and it will further your family's name.
Yeah, this is true. We are nobles, and it is a noble thing to do.
Yeah, if we tell them, we'll tell them that the Dubois and the Diegos and Llewellyn, you're just a one namer like Prince.
No, it's Llewellyn at Llewellyn. So
Llewellyn at Llewellyn.
Llewellyn.
I thought you were giving me your Twitter name then.
Llewellyn at Llewellyn.
You know what? You need to create a Twitter account for the propeller head so that they can see what Llewellyn's doing when he's off the clock. When he's not killing zombies, he's making barra breath. Just a page of barra breath recipes.
Well, that was the old medieval Welsh naming system. It was AP. Just son of.
Yeah, Llewellyn ap Llewellyn. I love it. I think it's a great name. Okay, so Jose and LaFrog. You go mooching down to the. So you see each of these little. I don't know what you'd call them really. There'll be a real word for it, but like where these little capstones are along the wall. Not a cap. I think there basically there's going to be a little path and some steps that will lead you down to the riverbank. That's how you would get to the boats and what have you when they moor. And when you're walking down them, Jose and LaFrog, you do notice that across the river, these people haven't rapidly fled on boats. There are quite a few boats moored here and there. Although you do note on the other side of the river, there are people, starting to get on boats to fuck off. It does seem that people are fleeing. But yeah, as you come down the steps, you do notice that there are other boats and stuff about. And then you see these 6 ruffians. Are you just approaching them?
Yeah, I'm just sort of stood behind my guy, following his lead. Right,
so Jose Diego, feel free, step forward and announce yourself.
I'm on the climb scale down the wall.
I like your style. That's an interesting approach. So instead of going down the stairs, you're scaling the wall.
Throw yourself off a wall.
So let's take 2d6 damage for the fall. So You fall pretty hard onto some sort of jagged cobbly rocks, man. Take 7 damage. And as you come crashing to the ground, the 6 of them spin round, and the guy that you took as a slave, he spins round and he says, "Hey, lads, there's that fucking cunt I told you about that sold me as a slave. Quick, kill him." And they all draw weapons and run at you. So they're all going to try and kick you to death in a circle. They haven't actually noticed you yet, LaFrog, as you're just casually walking down the stairs.
Yeah,
Right, well, can I like try and intimidate everybody and just
let's have a bit of initiative.
You want to do the
intimidation? You're intimidating them from a position of you're on your ass with a rock. So yeah. Right. Oh, LaFrog's quick off the mark.
Well, yeah.
Jose Diego, man. What can be said? Right, 4 of them run up and just stand in a circle kicking you. Sorry, LaFrog, you're first. What are you doing? Are you making your way into combat range?
Yeah, I'll
So it'll cost you an attack.
We're on a set of stairs going down to like a little jetty thing, are we?
Yeah. So it'll cost you an attack to get within sticking range.
Right.
Or do you want to shoot first? It's up to you.
No, I'll go into. I don't know whether it's worth defensive stand. What are you going to be doing? Chopping with a sword, Jose? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll just leap into attack then. I'll leap over my guy's body and be prepared for combat next attack.
Okay. Right, so you're getting yourself prepared for combat next attack.
Are the stairs wide enough for us to both stand 2 abreast?
Well, my guy's not sort of hit the stairs. He's hit the bottom of the jetty itself. He just sort of plummeted past you.
Right.
So yeah, but once you're down the stairs, you'll be able to sort of help him. But for
the cheese run down the wall.
For the time being, there's the guy you caught as a slave. There's a burly guy and 2 sort of just same heads, and they've all run over to stand in a circle and kick Jose Diego's there. I told you about his cunt. You fucking kick him to death. So the crossbowman, he kicks you in the ribs. It's a good kick. It's a good kick, man. Take yourself a quick 5 damage.
There's no parry for these. It's just automatic.
Oh, you can try and parry it. Sorry, yeah, you can flail your hands about. Okay, so that's a 21.
Right, yeah, no, I'm taking that damage.
Right, so it gives you a quick 5 kick to the old rib cage. And then let's have a look. So the burly guy now.
Oh, shit.
Extremely muscular and large and unhinged, man. He gives the old snap kick. And he's not aiming for your ribs because he's not nice in any way, shape or form. He's aiming for your windpipe. Oh, it was a cold shot. It fails to hit, so it's going for your main body. That's a 10. You can try and parry that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, now just a couple of same heads. Kick. Your lithe body.
Oh, yeah, my lithe body anyway.
Oh, kick. A couple of lithe swerves there, and a couple of the other guys. They've come up. They obviously want to join in the kicking, but you can only be kicked by 4 people at a time. So they're trying to sort of jostle in so they can get kicking. Okay.
The jostlings kick.
Llewellyn, have you got anything to say or do about this?
There was a lot of kicking going on, so I think I didn't actually see the I didn't see the signal, but I'm figuring I've seen enough.
No, you don't want to ruin this surprise attack, man. Just hold off till you see the signal.
Who's had the pop?
The big burly guy.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Just a crossbow bolt, boom, straight into the middle of his skull. Okay, and Jose Diego, you've got the opportunity to scramble to your feet.
I scramble to my feet and draw my weapon and try and intimidate them.
Yeah, they sort of laugh.
Is my wig skew whiff again?
Yeah, man. Your wig doesn't look right. So you stand up and try and... You hear a bit of raucous laughter from them all. LaFrog.
I'm gonna. Is the ex-slave guy in Vulging, right?
Yeah.
I'll Vulge him to the head. 16.
Yeah, he's really not expecting to be hit on the back of the head with a giant pole arm, so... Yeah, 16. He takes that 16 to his dome. Right, it's their attack, and it's at this point that, because this all happens very fast, but it's at this point that thud, the burly guy has hit the ground with a bolt in his skull, and the laughter, they were laughing at Jose's attempt at intimidation. Now their faces have turned to horror, and I'm going to make them all do a horror factor roll. Because I think what they've just seen is quite alarming. So the guy that was the ex-crossbowman, he saves, and now horror, not horror. Okay, so 3 of them.
He never liked the burly bloke anyway.
Yeah, the burly bloke's blown it. But 3 of them can't defend against the next attack because they've been struck with horror. Llewellyn, what are you doing? Are you loosing another shot at someone?
We need to stop, man. We need to get these guys now under our control, man. While they're horrified, we need to use this moment to put a sword against the neck and.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna take a round to level my aim.
You're gonna start focusing. Okay,
yeah.
Sounds good. Jose, it's back round to you. You've got an opportunity. I'm going to give you an extra 20% to your intimidation factor now, based on the events that have just happened. I mean, the leader's just been clouted on the head with a vulge, and the muscle of the group is dead. So. Plus the 20%. Okay, what do you say to them? What are your words of terror? Let's have it in a Spanish accent.
Oh man, I can't. I'll just end up doing French. It is put down your swords.
You see, they look a bit confused.
Whoever wants the next crossbow bolt through the brain, or for my friend here to divulge more of his pain.
Would you drop the weapons and put their hands up?
No.
Please, sir, I just don't want to be a slave, We're good people, man. We were planning on going on a rescue mission. There's a lot of shit going on in town.
Yeah, no, we heard what your plans were to try and steal gold. And that's not a very good plan. There's innocent people who need to be taken on this barge and taken away. And that's what you're going to put yourself to doing if you want your freedom. Otherwise, we will put you straight back under servitude. We're nobles and we're entitled to your servitude without question.
Yeah, of course, my lord.
I give him a little backhand slap just to, a gentle pulled backhand slap. Just.
Yeah, go on, let's have a look. So you said you pull it, which you pull it perfectly, but it stings mightily and it lets out a clap, man, that's like... But you see the wall facing, you're between two walls on the river, aren't you? So the echo sort of... and he just turns like a crimson red, and you can see something in his eyes. He's broken. I'm yours to command, my lord. I'm yours to command.
Ability to the slap, man.
You can see that the other guys are just like, oh, my lord, spare us. We just poor illiterate folk.
Right. So do you want us to stay here while you go and get some innocent people then, LaFrog? If that's what we're going to start doing.
Yeah. I suppose we've got this guy under control now, so... yeah,
I'll move over. It looks like you say.
Were they in this barge tower, the innocent people?
That's right, yeah.
How many does it look like this barge will hold?
Oh, that big thing. Well, the one that your new slaves have got.
Yeah.
The barge itself, you reckon you could easily get... I mean, there was 6 of them on it, but it's much bigger than that. You reckon you'd get 20-odd people on there.
Right.
Without them being utterly sardined.
And are there other boats? Does it look like...
Yeah, there's other boats about.
So you reckon that we could sort of transfer everyone onto boats and get them out?
You probably could, but what you've got to bear in mind, you're going to be moving a hell of a lot of people
Across town. So you are going to need, you might want to use, you might think of taking some of this muscle past the blacksmiths and getting them, you might want to get your crew tooled up here and...
Yeah, if they sort of...
Well,
halfway or something.
Yeah.
This sort of semi.
So it was around there. It was around there that the blacksmiths were.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you never found the Fletchers, which is in the same area. You were all talking a lot about bows, but then you just, you ran out and played a game with that giant super monster's head, and then just fucked off.
Yeah, I forgot.
Well, what's it, man? Yeah, no, I don't remember. Yeah, being consulted on that. Oh.
So what's your approach? How many of the men are you going to leave with the barge, and how many are you going to take?
Let's leave 2 at the barge and take the other 2. That sound all right?
Yeah, but what's to stop these guys on the barge getting off?
Well, should we leave the one that's been slapped into servitude on the boat?
That sounds like an excellent plan. So there's actually 5 of them. You only killed the burly guy, so you could leave the guy who's been slapped into servitude and another man there, and take 3 of them with you, or leave 3 there and take 2 with you. Any combination.
Didn't the leader get chopped in half, or his head chopped in?
No, that's the one that got slapped. You walloped him on the skull.
Right.
You've gashed his head, but you've not killed him.
Oh, right. Yeah, let's definitely leave him, because he's going to be useless at defending.
Yeah, he's going to start feeling his concussion in a minute.
Right, and the guy who's been one killed, he got bolted through the brain, so he shouldn't...
Yeah, it's over for him, and he's not rising from anything.
Right.
He's the non-riser.
Yeah, he's definitely a non-riser. Yeah,
Do you know what I think?
He's even had his undeath stolen from him.
I'm going to give him a burial at river. I'm going to tip his body into the river and watch it float downstream.
Yeah, a Viking burial.
He's unleavened, man. He's unleavened.
Yeah. Poor fella.
Old man.
Right, so you're mooching back past the blacksmiths on your rescue mission with how many men? 3?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll leave the the servitude guy and one other at the boat.
The servitude guy.
The avatar of servitude.
My friends call me Snot Rag, my lord.
Oh, no. From this day, you'll have a proper name.
You can call me Servitude Guy.
John, we'll call you John. That is
John, my name. I've never had a name before.
Yes, like Jesus renaming his apostles.
No, I have a name. It
Yes.
changes everything.
Right, we'll guard the boat. We'll be back soon.
I'll guard it with my life. You see him lie down and cradle his skull.
Oh, well. I'll give his friend the stone.
It's only
tomorrow.
leaking a bit, man, you know.
He'll be fine.
Jesus, man, I'll pat it down, man. I've got my stack as well. That gives me plus 10%.
Oh, right. Remember, there's only 3 uses of that 10%. Are you using some of it on this
Oh,
guy's
these
head?
those 4, man, and I'm using the first one, so I've got 3 left. I wrote down 4.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
you
okay.
used it at one point. I think.
Shit, man, I pat his brain.
The guy
Sneer in
starts
his
saying,
eyes.
please, my lord, show me some mercy.
I'm just trying to assess your brain, sir.
I've sworn a life of servitude. What more can I do?
All right, sorry. Here's some bandages.
Yeah, give them to me. I'll sort myself out, my lord. With all due respect. I'll bandage my own skull.
Right, you do that.
Thank you, my lord, thank you. He sort of grovels at the dirt.
Oh, man, I'm sorry about that. I was really honestly trying to help them.
Okay, so you get your 3 able-bodied recruits. And you start heading back towards the blacksmith. Right, I'm gonna need Llewellyn.
Yes.
Are you doing your 50 meters ahead business again?
I will.
If you go 50 meters ahead, what we can say that as a point man, you'll be able to add 20% to the prowl roll of the others, because obviously you can see if there's anything wrong and hold them up. So you're all 20% extra to prowl. LaFrog, are you the worst prowler in the group?
I think so. It's 49%.
Well, then, to be honest, we don't need to roll for the others. We should just roll the weakest link in the chain. So you will be 69% then, won't you?
Sweet.
So give us a prowl roll.
And I suddenly feel a song coming on.
It's the clinking of the armour. Okay, Llewellyn, you do notice, because you know you're looking back on them, and as they're darting across a bit of a narrow street, just as LaFrog steps out with his clinking armour on, you just see
Yeah.
the man.
I wildly gesticulate.
I wave back.
Remember, you've got 30 seconds to take the Mona down.
Oh.
Quick arrow burst.
So,
What's it? Should we call our followers, man? You know, the 4 of them. We've got Servitude, and should we name the others after the evangelists? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And we'll say John is on the barge with Servitude. Matthew, Mark, and Luke.
John was servitude.
Was he?
Because
Oh yeah, he
you
was
gave me
Servitude.
name.
wasn't
Yeah.
Don't take my name away from me.
he?
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Paul.
Oh, Paul. Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
Right, so you've got Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Paul. So who's with you? I take it it's Mark, Luke, and Paul that's with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
We'll say it was Ringo that died.
Yeah, it was inevitable. Right, okay, so
Right, well-
give us an initiative roll. It's a nice, swift initiative. Let's see what this
Yeah.
geezer's got.
I have gesticulated to signal to everyone that they should attack. Immediately people started groaning. And obviously nobody understood it.
Yeah.
But I'll take aim.
Okay. Right, so the creature. Okay, so LaFrog, you're first.
I
Are
take
you going to
he's not
shoot
in.
or are you going to run over and brain?
I think shooting's the more silent approach, isn't it?
Okay.
So let me find where the hell that is on my sheet. Or not.
And are you doing a cold shot? Or are you aiming for the head or neck?
I am, yeah. Right, so this
The
will be,
eyeball. The eyeball, my man.
Remember, the head was harder to destroy, so it's a matter of there's a bit of a balance thing, isn't there?
It's about keeping the neck away from the body, though.
Yeah. I'll just go for the head, I think. So this is +3, 12.
Okay. It hits the main body and does no damage. It just sticks in it. Jose.
Right. I concentrate on a sniper shot.
Okay, sounds good. Llewellyn,
I do the same.
you're building up. Right. The zombie starts shambling forward, and there's another couple that were already sort of in its group. And as they start shambling forward, they. So there's 3 moaning. So you know what happens in 30 seconds, don't you? Okay. So, LaFrog.
I think
back up
I
to
am.
you.
I'm going to nip over and get into combat range with them.
You're moving into range. You've got to remember you've got Mark, Luke, and Paul. But
I'll tell them to stay still.
okay, they stay still. Actually, let's roll a bit of just a joint horror factor for them, because this will be the first time they've seen one in the day. No, they seem a bit sort of. Okay. Right, so you're moving into range. Jose, moving into range or shooting again? Oh, you were
No.
aiming your shot, weren't you? You were lining the shot up. Okay.
Brain.
Insane in the membrane. What was the natural roll on that? Oh wow, you've got some epic bonuses, right? Okay. Yep, that does 3 damage then. 3 to the brain. Llewellyn.
The brain doesn't take much damage, surely.
No, only the skull takes 3 damage. You
There's
got to
not-
get through that skull before you
I
can
went
get
back to
to
the
the brain.
eyeball, man. I did call the eyeball.
Oh, you did call the eyeball, didn't you? Pop.
Nice.
Llewellyn.
I'm going for the.
Are you continuing to focus, or are you?
No, I'm just gonna go for this one. I'm just gonna go. So this is going to give me +1, isn't it? So
You've already got that extra 1, yeah.
So if I get a 19, a natural 19, this will be 1 shot.
So
Is that
if you get a natural 19, it's a snipe shot does triple damage anyway. We got to remember that it's not double; it's triple.
Ooh. Cool. All right. So my bonus to crit that works on snipe on ranged as well.
Yeah, it'll work.
Well, academic.
Because yours is a natural +1 every round.
Yeah.
But that's a 14, so that'll hit the main body. Are you going for the same one that Jose's just shot, or are you going for zombie number 2?
I'm going for zombie number 1 just because it was zombie number 1.
Zombie number 1, right? Okay. So you've hit him in the body.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Llewellyn, there's 3 zombies in front of you.
What, me?
No, sorry, LaFrog.
Right.
They just slid up to you, man.
One's been hit, hasn't it?
One's been hit in the eye and in the derby.
Right. I'll No, I'll try and chop the head off a fresh one, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Or yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to get me strike back. Oh, here we go. Right, yeah, to his neck. Sorry, this was a decapitation. So that will be a critical at 18. Oh no, it's an unnatural 18, isn't it?
But that is a decapitation. Whoop, his head
Sweet.
comes off.
Cool.
You've took him out. Right, Jose.
Can I leap attack one from where I am?
I dare say you can. It'll cost you 2 attacks, but you know, if you want to add a bit of some, you know, nice flourish.
Yeah, the flourish leap attack. So I've got +1 to leap.
You leap into combat. Do you let out like a high-pitched battle cry of the Spaniard?
Oh God, no. I leap and that's +1. So that's 19, and I swipe my
14.
sword.
14 is the exact SDC of a neck.
Oh well, that's my lowest damage, man. I can't fail.
So marvelous. The head comes off.
That falchion's too bad.
All right, that's 2 down.
It's pretty cool.
Llewellyn, what you gonna do when they're coming for you?
Just a quick snipe to the third. Is this the last one now? The last man?
Yep, last one.
Oh, that's not a great one, but it's going to hit his brains.
Yep, hits the skull for a nice casual 4 damage. Okay, Llewellyn, you're the nearest. It goes to, it's just gonna clumsily grasp and try and pull your bowels out like a link of sausages.
I think you mean the frog.
Hey?
You
I
don't
mean
mean
the
so-
frog, sorry, I keep on saying Llewellyn. I mean the frog.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
he's-
carry on. You
he's-
know the
he's-
games master, so
He's going for your bowels like a link of sausages, and he's rolled a 1.
I give him a wry smile.
Do you want to take the opportunity to pit him? Or remove his head?
Yeah, I'll sort of remove his head, I suppose. 15.
Now the neck's 17, isn't it?
Oh,
So you strike the body. You strike the body, doing a nice 14 damage. Is that your max damage?
no, I've rolled 1 max. I've rolled a 4 or 2. And a 6.
The Vulge does 4d6, remember?
Was it? Oh, right. Oh, is it not?
And have you put your damage bonus on it as well? It's 6 to damage, isn't it?
Oh, God.
Or was it 4 to damage? What was its damage bonus, you Vulge?
Let me have a look. I have written it down somewhere. Or have I? Oh, yeah, 4d6 plus 4. And then
Right,
plus
so
2.
roll another d6 plus 4 to add to that then.
Alright, so that will be another.
Oh, another 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was worth doing.
right.
Right, yeah, its body sort of shudders under the weight of that blow. Jose, you've just leap attacked, so you're and removed the head, so you're coming around from that. Llewellyn, it's your 4th attack. What are you doing about it? What are you doing about it?
Might as well just carry on as I've started.
So I'm just practicing with me.
Was that to the head, Llewellyn?
That was to the head.
That's a nice shot to the head, man. Right, the head's looking smashed a bit. The body's not looking great. Who's got a 5th attack? Have you got a 5th attack, LeFrog?
Let me see. I have, yes, a 5th.
Take your 5th.
Right, yeah, another decapitation strike. It's 19.
Just an insane decapitation. So its head flies off. So you've got 3 decapitated zombies in front of you. Is there anything you wish to do?
Do you reckon it's worth gathering up the heads just in case?
Yeah, just throw them in the river or something.
All the heads, I mean, what I'll say once the heads have been removed and they're defenseless, it's pretty much an auto kill to just...
Yeah, right. We'll
Yeah.
do that, yeah.
Yeah, chop them up, stamp on them.
Yeah, pop the heads like watermelons. Okay, so as this is going on, you've just finished them off, but you have sort of stepped out in the open to fight them, and you do see from the main run now, 10 of these guys
Oh,
go shambling in a big group, and one of them just points. Now they are slow, and you're some distance from them. What's your approach?
I say we find the best place to do a bit of a hot gate, and I'll plant my feet and defend while you guys shoot them.
Yeah, somewhere where we're not easily seen by other groups.
Well, remember the moan is going to attract other groups. So in 30 seconds, the 10 in front of you are going to become 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
A zombie speed, if someone wants to give me a zombie law.
let me have a look.
Zombie law out, mofos. Come on.
There's a bit of zombie law. Oh,
I was there first, man.
Okay, Diego, you got in there. They're very slow there. Maximum speed is 9.
Right. We need to draw these guys. Oh, we just need to finish these guys in jet.
yeah. Where are we exactly?
Okay, so you've been prowling back sort of down around the riverbank, haven't you? So I suppose you've just sort of re-entered here,
Right.
where the blacksmith stuff is, and you was prowling around the street in front of this little white house when the gaggle of zombies is coming from this direction.
I say we run round this corner to this corner, and then through it in here, and hopefully they'll come round and not realise where we've gone.
Yeah, didn't we establish that they
Yeah, that's a good idea, man.
got no attention span? As soon as we're out of sight, they'll be like,
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, if we cover up all the gaps, because they could spot us through gaps in windows and doors. But
Yeah, once we snake back in.
Yeah, so we just need to get out of sight, I think.
yeah,
Okay, so let's try that then. So you're running around the corner.
And we can always hide in these like doorways here. If we have to.
Well, I certainly can. Give it a go.
well, I'm thinking of going through the door or the window and hide on the inside.
The old way, man.
Doesn't sound like the worst idea. Right, let's have a look. Right. Ooh, I see. Right, okay. So you run around the corners, and are you making your way to the blacksmith's gaff?
I think
Well, let's see the Fletchers on the way.
I was thinking of there.
Okay. So you want to get into that building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okie dokie. You go into that building, and you know, you can hear them moaning. I mean, 10 of them moaning sounds loud, man, and it's like it's echoing around. You run around the corner, and within a matter of 15 seconds, boof, boof, they're banging on the door. They're onto you.
Sneaky bastards.
And there's just going to be more of them.
You're 15 seconds in, and another 15 seconds, you're going to hear a bit more moaning from around and about. What you're going to do, you always need an exit plan.
Yeah.
Where have we ended up now?
So now you're in this white house at the front of the square here.
It's like an entrance to a courtyard into Mooring.
Yeah. So through this house, you'll get into the you would get into like the sort of square, as it were, where the blacksmith was.
Right. Let's just keep going to the blacksmiths, man, away from these things, man. Again, the further we put distance now.
Okay. So you go legging it to the blacksmiths. You get in there, and you can very quickly. It'd take you maybe a minute to tool your guys up, get them some chainmail shirts and some weapons. Or you
Matthew,
might want
Mark,
to spend...
Paul. Oh, Mark, Paul, Luke.
Ooh. Right. Okay. You've got yourselves a bit of good fortune here. As you get into the blacksmiths, you start grabbing stuff. You can hear the moaning, and sure enough, you see coming through the square now. They can hear it from the other side. Is 10 more zombies. So you've got 10 on the outside of the square that you've swerved, who are going to smash that door down very soon. And you've got 10 coming through now from this direction. And they've also started moaning, but they're not walking straight for the blacksmiths. They're sort of shambling into the square and filling it. What are you doing?
Should we do a quick 30-seconder on these?
How many? Sorry, did you say?
We'll get Matthew and get Mark and John and Luke. Oh no, John's. Sorry.
Matthew, Mark,
Luke and Paul. Yeah.
We've left Matthew and John. First and the last. The last the first shall be last.
Well, anyway.
How many are shambling in, did you say?
Another 10. So there's 20 in the general area now that are looking for you.
But they're shambling towards the moaning, aren't they?
Yeah.
So if we wait a moment for them to gather into a group, and then it'll make it a bit easier for us to run in the opposite direction, won't it?
You would hope so.
And then they're not going to, pincer maneuver us.
Yep.
So, what do you reckon? We all just lie down?
Because, they are just focusing on that house, aren't they? They're just going to tear that house apart.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that sounds like...
So you're waiting, right? So now they've not got a sight of you. The 20 of them are just hanging around, and you hear in the distance the sound, because you're not that far away. You hear the door just smash down under the horde, and then let's see what that means. Right. Okay, so they don't come to the blacksmiths, but they're shambling around the area, and you can note. Give us a bit of. Do any of you pop your head up to have a look, or do you just stay flat?
Yeah, well, I can.
Are you doing your natural prowl thing?
Yeah, to look.
Okay, you have a quick snake. Give us a perception roll. The one below difficult, whatever the second highest one is, you need to beat that. Challenging, right? You've equaled it. Okay, you know that a couple of the zombies are. They're sniffing. It's like they're trying to track you by scent.
All right, well, that's interesting. And why would they do such things?
Now, you get the feeling that the way they're behaving, it's like they're extremely animated. They know you're around somewhere. They're not doing that blank sort of shamble to nowhere. They're actively sort of spreading around and sniffing the air. So you reckon you don't want to stick around too long. You could
Right, is there a way to ambush these fuckers? Let's all look and put our pool detect ambush skills together to work out a way to, suck these guys in and then
20 of them. I mean, if we don't deal with 20 of them in 30 seconds, there'll be 40 of them.
I know. So how do we just open the blacksmith door and suck them in bit by bit, create that sort of situation like the frog was saying?
I don't know. Do you not think we could sneak out of there? Is that you not think that's a plausible option?
What's that?
Can we not just sneak out?
I don't know. Not with Matthew, Mark, and Luke and John.
I don't think. Okay.
Well, sneaking out. Remember, you're sneaking with the weakest link in the chain, and that's LaFrog. So you haven't got. You've got a 20% chance if you can blaze a trail, Llewellyn. But you know that time here is of the essence.
Well, there's a couple of good detect ambush rolls that are going on there. Oh, they still move.
Detect ambush rolls there. So what you've kind of figured is that you've done a look, and what the three of you have now noticed is that if you look at the top corner of this square, because your horde has shambled round here and come to the fore, and the other horde has come from this corner, they're all basically in here. So your best approach is to jump out at the back of the blacksmiths and bugger off and try and get your way away down here.
Yeah.
But it's all about speed. What are you doing?
When
are you doing it? When are you acting?
Or should we just escape?
Escape. I don't think we can deal with 20 of them. We've got to deal with 20 of them in 30 seconds, otherwise there's 40 of them.
Yeah, if you don't get rid of these 20 in the next 30 seconds and one of them sees you, there will be 40 30 seconds later.
Yeah.
Right, well, that's prowl, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so weakest link, LaFrog.
Oh.
Right, yeah. I'll get all the tunes out of my head, ready to take things seriously. Oh.
You plus 20, remember, because Llewellyn's blazed the trail.
Nice.
Okay, so the six of you servants now have got some chainmail and decent weapons. So the six of you're out at the back of this square, and you go buggering off down the road. Just as you see this house with the blue roof? You see a sign that you've been waiting for. You see the sign of the bowyer.
Nice. Even better.
Sweet.
The Felcher, man.
That's him, the Felcher. Waiting for you.
Right,
okay, so what are you doing? Are you passing the bowyers? Are you going to come on the way back, or are you going to try and get in there now?
I'm getting straight.
I slide in.
Right, so as you go mooching towards the gaff, an arrow. Who's in front? An arrow lands at the feet of the person spearheading. Not you, Llewellyn, because you're natural prowling. So I suppose, Jose, an arrow lands at your feet, a warning shot.
Oh dear. Well, let's just.
Felcher. We are living folk.
Give us a trust roll. See if you can. This is the make or break of your relationship. This is your first impression on the finest. Yeah, right. You just heard a voice out of a crack in the darkness say, "I've heard ducks fart before. You better fuck off before I put one through your skull." And that's pretty much the end of your adventures at the Bowyers. Well, you never know. You can come back later, man. It's just right now. There's a guy got a bead on you. You suspect he might have one shot, one hit, one kill. You're not certain.
Oh man, my guy's got me in his sights, man, and I shit myself. I couldn't hold him.
Although, Llewellyn, you haven't been spotted. You've got your natural prowl. Do you want to become a murderer?
Well, that's the question. I mean, he's probably got some very good bows.
He's proved himself to be a the murderer himself.
You do see that if you sort of did your light foot up onto the roof, your Welsh dancing legs, you could get in there through a bit of the roof is damaged, you know, you could just push some of the...
Yeah, I'm thinking. Oh, yeah, no. Not right.
Got a bargaining situation. He's got a bead on me, but you've got the blade on him, and he'll have to put the bow down like in every film.
But well, yeah, because he doesn't. Yeah.
Is it honourable, Llewellyn?
It's not honourable though, is it? I'm thinking we can come back. We'll come back, and if we can't negotiate something better when we come back, then maybe we'll kill him.
Yeah.
No, man. But all we're doing is like putting the knife to his throat. He puts his bow down. We go in. We tell him how honourable we are.
Yeah, we say we look.
I tell him about how I'm the legend of Saint Maurice, and you know, everybody walks out happy.
So what do you want me to actually prowl up
behind him? Yeah, while I'm just there going, okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be just slowly moving away.
Yeah, I could do.
Yeah, I mean, if like you say, Jose, just put the knife out his throat, and then when he turns around, you say, "Look, we're not really going to kill you. We're honourable people."
Exactly.
And then
we talk, we exchange family names.
Yeah.
Or the Kestis, as the case may be.
Put Kestis to his throat.
Yeah.
We've got an army.
Lightly Kestis him in the back of the head and say, "Look, you fucked it."
Yeah.
Have you got knockout stun from behind?
Just put it. Just grab his throat with it, man.
Oh yeah, have you got some kind of choke or not?
That's probably a good idea. I'll just knock it out.
Right, okay, then give us the scale walls to actually get up on the roof, because although your prowl is flawless, let's see if you just fall through the roof and get...
Oh, look at that.
Oh, beautiful. Right, you straight up the wall, man. There's a hole in the roof there. You drop down, you know, like the Predator or something, silent behind him. And you can see him there, you know, he's got a bead on Jose. What's your approach?
I think I am just going to... let's knock him out.
Have you got that as an attack? Have you got that as an ability from your martial arts?
I think I have, you know. Well, let me just... Knockout from behind, second level.
Knockout. Do you have to get any spectacular roll for it, or is it just knockout from behind? That's it?
It says critical strike or knockout from behind. So I should be getting critical strikes from behind as well.
Oh, yeah. You would.
Other than that, it doesn't say. I assume I just have to land a hit.
Right, no, you're behind him. You can knock him out.
Cool.
I mean, at least land the blow. If you roll a 1, man, you're staggering in front of him and he's going to skewer you.
Yeah.
All right, marvellous. Bam. You just knock him the fuck out.
Sweet. Well, yeah, I'll take his bow off him. That's the first thing I'll do. And then, can I do like a track or something? Track humans or something like that. To see if there's anybody else in here or something. Is there something I can roll to see if there's anyone else here?
Right, it's a pretty big sort of open space because he's even got a couple of bosses in there to shoot across the shop, so it's just him.
Right, cool.
All right. Tie him up.
These guys in there.
Yeah.
Right, you open the door and, you know, you lot come piling in with Mark, Luke and Paul.
Is anyone got any rope? Because I've got some rope skills and there's got to be some rope lying around here.
There's rope in here to make the bosses and stuff like that, so...
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll tell the Beatles to tie him up and...
Okay, give him a rope working.
Beetle.
It's an excellent looking knot.
Okay, so he's all trussed up, but it looks like he's out cold anyway. Right, he's got a few different bows and stuff on the walls, and you know you can see that they marked up in poundage.
Ooh.
Right,
Or
man.
you know whatever the weight of measurement was at the time, units or something. You see yourself a quality 14 eunuch bow.
I got a physical strength of 16, so that's reasonably strong. So I reckon I could pull a pretty good bow. And
Has
also,
anybody got recognised weapon quality? That's the quickest way to identifying the bow that fits you.
Yeah, of course. This is where I come in, man. I look at it. I look at the bows. And what do I see? Oh my God!
That's a really good roll, man. You literally just look at each man's bicep in turn and just say, "That bow's yours." So you all grab a bow that will now basically you can add your damage bonus to your bow attacks.
Awesome.
Awesome, very awesome.
Now there's some different kinds of arrows here. You've got those. Do you remember there's like rock biter arrows, so you can fire them in, and then use a rope to climb up.
Sweet.
So there's some rock biters. There's some arrows that are for shorter range, but you know you can tell they have like an armor-piercing head. I don't know if they're of any interest.
Sorry, dude. Can I pick up a better bow than my current bow that just does 1d6? Is there a bow that not only does a higher?
So you're not capable of using a better bow than a 1d6 bow, but you can get one with a tighter string and thicker arms.
Why not? I just picked bow. That was.
Yeah, it'd be short bow, man. You're no long bowman. You're a Spaniard.
So just to clarify, I've already got +2. I've already got +2 to my bow. Can't remember why. I'm sure there's a reason for it.
It was Welsh.
Right, cool. Does that mean I'm now +8? Because I've got +6 to damage.
What is your PS give you +6 to damage?
Yeah.
I see.
Only right.
Goes off
just
your PS. Only off your PS.
Right, I was going to say no. Right. Well, that's a shame.
What is your PS?
My PS is 16, so that's
It's a nice 1 to damage.
Oh well.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Remember with sniper and stuff like that, bows aren't supposed to be sort of have mega high numbers against them because you do triple damage on critical shots. That's where they get their oomph from.
So, what were you saying about other stuff lying around?
So there's some rock biter arrows.
Oh, cool. And what do they do?
So you basically fire them at walls. They'll dig in with a rope on the end, and you can try and it'll add a bonus to scale walls.
Huh, that sounds pretty cool. Oh, I'm going to grab myself some of them.
And there's some armor piercing arrows. They go half the range, but they're 1 to strike and 2 to damage. So there's a way of getting extra damage out of your arrows. The armor piercing ones will be 1 to strike, 2 to damage, but they don't fly as far.
And how many of those can I carry?
What did we all agree a quiver was some time ago? 12 in a quiver?
I think it was a multiple of 3, 12 or 15, but 12 does seem like, not to shortchange you guys, but
I think 12. 12, a quiver of 12. Now the rock biter, really, you'd only want a rock biter or 2 each. They're not really something that you use all the time.
I'm just gonna grab one of them. Armor piercing arrows. So what did you say? A quiver of 12, did you say?
Yeah.
So if I have 6 armor piercing arrows and the rest in normal arrows for range.
Yep. Okay.
And what do you say they do again?
The armor piercing arrows, 1 to strike and 2 extra damage.
Right.
Now, your weapon quality roll was actually pretty good, wasn't it, Jose? So not only have you sort of picked out, 3 decent bows, there's a crossbow there for you, LaFrog.
All right, cool.
Again, same thing, it'd match up CPS. What you do know, Jose, is these bows aren't a step up in quality like the weapons you've got from the blacksmith.
Mm.
So there will be better bows out there, but these aren't them.
Right. How many arrows do we pick up? Did you say something about special arrows?
Yeah, so I think Llewellyn's gone for a mixture of 6 armor piercing and 6 normal.
All right.
And the armor piercing are 1 to strike and 2 to damage, but they only go half the distance.
Yeah, I'll go for a mixture.
And then you can grab a rock biter, which is an arrow with a rope.
Mm.
That you can use to help scale walls.
Yeah, my climbing's not so great. Yeah, I'll grab a rock biter as well.
Okay, so you can see the mugs that you're with, Mark, Luke, and Paul. They're just grabbing bows and arrows, man.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's just like, I can't even fucking use a bow. I suppose I'll learn.
I'll do.
Right,
Anyway, the Fletcher, he comes round. You bastards, get out of my shop, you thieving bastard. He's shouting at the top of his voice, man. He's making a right racket.
Oh, man.
And as he's shouting, you can just hear from the street.
Oh, that's me. I get my hand round his mouth quickly.
Monsieur, you must be quiet. Those things will hear you and attack.
We have only come to arm ourselves against this mutual threat. We are noblemen.
Yes, if you wish to escape with our men, you can.
We will happily pay you for all these bows, but only once we have defended ourselves.
And if you are very quiet,
Trust,
Okay, so as you're talking
trust me,
to
my
him,
friend. Trust me.
okay, that was a very opportune moment to make that roll, because as you were talking to him and explaining all this, Jose, you had your hand over his mouth, and you're in that sort of typical position where you've gone down on one knee and the other knee's up. And as you've been talking to him, you've noticed that Llewellyn's knot wasn't great. And he actually had the tip of his knife starting to press into your ball sack. But as you've done the trust roll, he sort of gives you a smile and you remove your hand from his mouth and he says, I see we don't want to hurt each other. Okay, my friend. And the blade comes away from your nose. Oh God, Siri's trying to communicate with me. About a knife to the nuts, we'll see what that's all about. Okay, so yeah, he lowers his knife. Llewellyn, man, you feel slightly embarrassed by your poor quality rope works there. But yeah, he chills out. He says, you'll pay me for the bows. Okay, it's 50 gold. He looks at you, LaFrog, you're the one that made the promise.
Let me just pat my pockets down. 50 gold, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Monsieur. Will you take jam and marmalade?
I've got 50 gold pieces. That is it.
Yeah, I've got that kind of money.
I've got loads to be honest.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, go on then. I'll pay for your bow. Jose, are you paying for your own? Shall I get? Go on, I'll get the bows. Let's two bows, my friend.
You are a good man. I am sorry I shot at you. I didn't know. There's been rioting, lunatics outside. I don't understand.
It is a dangerous time, my friend.
It's a very dangerous time. They're more than just lunatics. You need to be very, very cautious of these people and keep your voice down.
We need to hide somewhere. We need to stay away from the doors and windows. Don't let them see even an outline.
Especially at night. Make sure you cover up on any cracks in the doors. And
unless you wish to escape now, in which case there is a barge you could escape on.
That would be preferable. We could do with a man with your presumable talent
Actually, why don't we see if? Excuse me, 1 minute, Monsieur. I just need to. What if we get him to sort of cover us as we're getting the innocents to the barge? I mean, if he's a bowmaster here, that's you know what I mean. That's where we're going to be bringing people. He could pick off.
I don't know, man. This guy's.
Zombies.
We rely on this guy.
I don't know. He seemed quite happy to.
He doesn't really know what's going on, man. He might be horrified. He might end up being overwhelmed.
Oh, you say that?
You can see the guy. So, is someone going to have a look at him, do a bit of phrenology, try and get a bit of a guess? I think. Give us an intelligence roll, the frog.
See what I noticed about him. I noticed he, he was pretty handy with that knife that he was about to.
Yeah. Okay. So you noticed that the knife came up to the groin quite easily. You know that he's got the dead eye with his bow and arrow. So your intelligence check there, you can tell the frog, a man that's been in the military, he carries himself in a certain way. Now this guy's over 60, and you can see he's got some sort of battle scar down his face. And yeah, you reckon this guy's not going to bottle it in a fight? I mean, there was 3 of you in his gaff, and he was literally, if LeFrog didn't get his intimidate check in, there might have been a pair of testicles flew across the room and then a knife to the throat of the next.
You think First
you've
Crusade,
got his trust. You think you could have him on side.
Yeah, I think we need. Let's take our time and explain rationally that Actually, we don't need to mention the zombie. Just the town's gone to shit. We know there's innocent people here.
People are sick. There's a terrible sickness taking over people's minds.
Oh, I remember the plague of many years ago. Yes, no, and I once was part of a battle against a village of people who had something called ergotism. We put them down fast.
It's a bit like that, but worse.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I remember. They said ergotism comes from the devils.
Yes. This has definitely come from devils, but stronger. They've learned and come back with something worse.
Oh my God. Okay, let's just get the people.
Separate the head from the body or attack the brain. It's the only way.
My God.
The brain.
Attack the brain, you say.
Attack the brain.
Well, my name is Valjean.
Valjean.
Good to meet you, Valjean.
We'll teach you this law that we have learned.
You teach me. Maybe it's time for the last adventure of Robert Valjean.
Valjean. Meet Mark, Luke, and Paul.
Matthew.
Pleased to meet you. He looks at you three. These people don't, with all due respect, they don't look like men of your standing.
No, these are our fighters, our biblical warriors.
I studied something called phrenology back in the... Anyway, as he's going on with himself, man, you can hear there's some shit going on outside.
Shh, quiet. Save your fascinating story for later, my friend.
Phrenology, it's all about the bumps in the head. I'll fill you in on that travel.
I cannot wait to hear, but not now.
Okay, shall we have a quick break there? And you can kind of put a plan together in your head now what we're doing next. Have a quick break.
We set the fire.